Well, have you ever felt like you've been doing everything right and you're seeing little to no return on your investment and your time, your energy, your effort? Like, you're seeing some results, but it's a really, really slow pace, really, really slow journey, long journey. And that's really been my journey on YouTube for the last 9 years. Sad to say, sad but true, okay? And I don't usually date my videos, but for the purposes of this recording, as of this recording, I have been on YouTube since 2015. I have recorded 367 videos. I have, 456 subs. I have about 35-ish, 35K, I should say, ish, lifetime watch hours. And probably on most of my videos, the views are low and the engagement is low. And it's just really frustrating. And so today I really want to talk to you about what my journey's been like on YouTube, what my life lessons have been, or my lessons learned since I've been on YouTube, what I've done, what's worked, what's not working so well, what my thoughts are, what my frustrations are, what I'm trying out now, what I'm testing right now, and what I've really done to monetize since I've been on YouTube, even though I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I'm still working towards that goal. And by monetize on YouTube, obviously I mean with AdSense. But 9 years, that's a really long time to be on a platform that is not yielding you the results, considering all that you're doing to make it work. So if you're there right now and you feel my pain, please stick around, okay? Because I really want to share like what this has been like for me. I want to open up the conversation for, you. I mean, I don't want this to be a monologue. I really want this to be a dialogue where, listen, if you've done well on YouTube, please share what worked well for you. And if you're not doing so great and you've been on YouTube for a long time and you're not monetized, let me know that as well, because it's always nice to, speak with a friendly neighbor, somebody who really gets what you're going through, right? And understands what it's like to be on a journey this long and not see the results. After all of your hard work, it doesn't feel like it's paying off. Yet you keep going, right? Because it's possible. It's possible. Obviously it's possible because so many before us have done it. But you just kind of wonder and you start to doubt, then why isn't it working for me? And of course, let's not talk about, but we will talk about getting caught up in the comparison of other content creators or business owners who's using, like myself, because I am a business owner who's creating content on this platform for visibility purposes, for brand awareness, for, getting clients, and for really, creating a bigger impact, being an influential leader, and eventually, yes, creating or generating income from this platform specifically. So if you're there with me, I would really love to have the conversation. I would really love for you to tell me what your struggles and challenges have been, how you overcame them, and all of that. So let's just have a candid conversation, okay? To start with, where do I want to begin? I guess I will begin with where my journey started. So like I said, I've been posting on YouTube for 9 years. So I started back in November 16th, 2015. That was just a couple of months shy of when I actually launched my online coaching and consulting business, which I'm running now still 8 years later. And at that time, I really didn't know much about YouTube and how it worked. In fact, I was getting on all of the platforms. Facebook was my go-to. I hadn't yet started off on Instagram. I didn't really know much about that. But YouTube and Facebook seemed to be like my main, those are the two platforms I really started with. And then I later got on Instagram. And those platforms have grown. In fact, I had a pretty large following on Facebook for quite some time, and started a Facebook group, and made a lot of great connections, LinkedIn and all the things. But as you probably very well know, if you've done the same thing, it's a lot when you're trying to keep up with all of the different, channels and platforms and whatnot, right? On top of, for me, I'm not just running a business, I'm not just creating content like I mentioned shortly ago. I am an entrepreneur, right? That means I am growing my company. I am growing an empire, right? I'm growing and expanding my team. I'm hiring people. I'm running operations. In the beginning, I was wearing all the hats and doing all the things, me and at the time, my former business partner. So it was a lot to grow a business and work a full-time demanding job in corporate America, not just a soft, cushy corporate career, but actually a very demanding role in leadership in the healthcare industry. So in case you don't know about me, let me go ahead and do a brief introduction just to give you a little bit of background and to add to the context of my journey. Prior to being in the online space, was working in the healthcare field for 25 years, okay? I've been 30 years in corporate America, 25 years in healthcare, 25 of those years as a nurse, as a clinician, 20 plus years in leadership for the, predominantly for the tenure of my career. And then as I was transitioning out of corporate America and into business ownership in the online world, which was in and of itself a very steep learning curve, lots of things to know and learn. So that's what I was doing prior to. And then I became a career transition coach, helping women transition out of their careers, be it, they were just over the 9 to 5, they had outgrown corporate America, it no longer served them, or they were in a toxic job, a hostile work environment, whatever the case might have been for them, whatever their scenario was, I helped to get them out of corporate America. Okay, once I learned how to do it for myself, then I helped other women do the same. I still do the same thing now, but now I take a holistic approach because I decided to take all of my years of experience in corporate America, my background as a nurse, my education, my experience in the healthcare industry, and my holistic approach and my philosophies around all of that. And now I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator, and I teach successful corporate career women how to transition out, and those high achieving entrepreneurs and ambitious women, particularly Gen Xers, those over 40, to grow an aligned and profitable online brand and business while prioritizing their health, healing, and happiness. And I started that, that was like a transition for me because of some things I went through, some challenges I went through in life. And I won't get into all that piece of it, but there were a lot of different things. I've shared my story many, many times on this platform. So you can always go back and find those videos where I'm going really deep into my story. But I just wanted to touch on that again in case you're not familiar, in case you're new here, and it just kind of helps to put things in context. So I started a YouTube channel back then. And in the beginning, didn't know a whole lot about YouTube, but because we were going live on Facebook all of the time and doing quite well over there, we were just sort of doing like a video dump, I guess you'd say, where we were just repurposing the videos that we recorded, the live streams, recording the replays we were repurposing on YouTube. And so that turned out to not work so well. It did not work well at all, okay? And that was because that's not how YouTube works. That's not how this platform is set up, right? But that does work well on other platforms. So it's like every platform has its own criteria you've got to meet, like everything works differently. So anyways, that didn't work out. So, I've tried so many different strategies. I've applied my knowledge, right? I've learned from other people. I've watched all the YouTube channels. I've watched the gurus. I've listened to what they've said. I was a part of a coaching program and a mastermind where they taught some YouTube strategies. We had some of the experts come in and teach it, and I did some of the things that they said, and I applied all of this. And still, here I am today with the stats that I shared with you earlier, and I'm not monetized and nowhere near. So I want to share what I'm doing right now, what actually, because we know what's not working, but I want to talk about what potentially could work. So recently, I'm working right now with a skeletal crew because I've had some changes in staff. And I've lost 3 people, okay? One that I terminated that just wasn't working out. The other one went MIA on me, okay, after a whole year. And then the other one stuck around for a while, but because she had her own business and decided, her and her mother was gonna try their hand at going into this business that they had started, that she wouldn't be able to work for me while she was building her own brand and business. And so she happened to be the person who ended up being my video editor and my social media manager, which is why I hired her. So once she left, I was like, I don't have the time, the energy, or the capacity, nor do I have the patience, nor do I care to learn how to do anybody's video editing. I just didn't want to do it. Okay, for me, it's about designing my life to embrace ease. Okay, at this big old age, girl, I'm in my 50s. I am not trying to do anything more than embrace ease. Okay, so I thought, well, what better way right now than to just hop on YouTube and just record videos that I'm doing right now, just being my most authentic self, as if I were recording a live stream, because I'm not going to learn how to do video editing right now. I don't have the time to do that and run my entire business, right? And then, of course, continue to manage staff and, attend meetings and do speaking engagements and all the things, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I absolutely refuse. So I was being a bit rebellious, but for good reason, right? Legitimate reasons. And I decided I'm just going to jump on here and start talking and adding value and doing uncut, real, raw, relatable videos. Before I even knew that YouTube being on easy mode was a thing, I hadn't even heard of that. I just made the decision that this is what's going to work for me so that I don't burn out. Because the one thing I don't want to do is sacrifice my soul and sanity, or compromise my health and happiness, or deviate from my philosophy around hustling, right? And feeling, doing anything that feels hard. For me, I am anti-hustle, anti-struggle. I am pro health and happiness, okay? And that's what I teach. So how can I stay true to my word and true to my philosophy if I myself am not practicing what I preach? So that's why I made the decision. And so for that reason, that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing. And then I started seeing all of these other creators, YouTubers, talking about YouTube is on easy mode and take advantage of it and jump on the wave right now. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. I'm on to something. I didn't even realize this was a thing. So this is perfect. This is a great opportunity, right? And I think too, for me, the other really frustrating thing is, I'm not even someone who gets caught up in the whole comparison thing, right? What other creators are doing. Like, I mind my business over here. But it is something to be said about, I can see how people, such as myself, can get in their feelings about, you're seeing all of these other creators, these smaller YouTube channels win. You see them having success. You see them popping on, doing multiple mini videos. They're not offering much value, but they're on there. They might be motivational or inspirational. They might be giving a good word. They say a quick message, and then they do this multiple times a day. Boom, monetized. 60,000 million views, right? 100,000 subscribers. They're monetized. They're winning in the game. All of a sudden, they went from 400 subscribers to 60,000 subscribers by just doing that. I've seen people go from, being monetized in as little as 5 to 10 weeks. One person was talking about her journey as a Jehovah's Witness, and in 5 weeks she was monetized, and she just started her channel this year. Okay. Then there was another person who was, a couple of people actually, where, she hopped on a trendy video where I think she was talking about something about, start a YouTube channel over 40, or get your AZ on YouTube if you're over 40, something to that effect, and it was a whole trending video. A lot of people was doing it, right? And she took off. In 10 weeks, she was monetized. Now, mind you, she was on YouTube prior, like a few years prior, for about 4 or 5 years, and she tried her hand at it. It didn't work, so she went back to a 9-to-5, and she worked there for 10 years, got laid off in her job. And she shares the story and very openly. She's a very transparent person. And because she got monetized so quickly, and then she ended up offering what was it? She offered first a free group where she, for other YouTubers, and I ended up being a part of that community. And she grew really quickly. I ended up joining that, learning lots of things. She was offering lots of value. And then she offered like a case study, and I decided to join that, and was chosen actually, and that was exciting. So I was like, oh my gosh, I finally am going to be able to win in this game. Like, somebody to tell me, what the hell do I need to do? What am I missing? Because sometimes we're so attached to it, we're so close to it, right, that we don't even know what it is we're doing or not doing. It's like I'm doing all the things everybody says, the SEO descriptions, the titles, the thumbnails, the this, the that, the third, the branding, all the things. So why is it not working for me, right? And it's just, like I said, it's frustrating and annoying more than anything, because who wants to put in the work? It's kind of like, and I'm going to get back to I haven't forgotten. I'm going to get back to the other story, what I was sharing. But who wants to be in the gym working out for 5 years, or in my case, 9 years, and not seeing any results? Who wants to be going back to school to pursue a higher degree and never getting the degree, never passing the test, never, passing the exam, or never, if you're going for your license for real estate, or for the bar, right, exam, if you're an attorney, or if you're a nurse, the NCLEX exam. Like, nobody wants to do all of the work to get no results, or little to no results, with all the effort and all the years. So back to the story. So I hired this person because I felt like they could really help me, and they were certain that they could. And they did a full channel analysis, and they offered some really great tips and information. And by the time pages worth, and I just felt like, wow, this is so thorough. I'm going to do everything this person says, and I know that this is going to help me. And it did help me to start having more momentum. It was really great advice, okay? But it wasn't fast growth. Still, it's been slow as molasses. And I was thinking it was going to pick up really quickly, and I was going to be like the other YouTubers and the other content creators who's getting really great results doing minimal things, minimal work. So, needless to say, I'm here doing this video because obviously that hasn't happened. And I dated this video by telling you when I'm doing it, when I started the channel, because I want to be able to go back and look at this video in particular. And when I do take off, when I'm finally monetized, I'll be able to come back and say, this day, this very video is what I did, and this is what I talked about, and this is what I shared, and my video took off whenever after this date. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed and saying strong prayers, okay? do the same for me. I'm going to do the same for you. Let's speak that into existence. Let's put those positive vibes and good energy out into the universe. You do it for me and I'm going to do it for you. Okay. But that's pretty much what my journey has been like. And so right now, let me share with you what I am doing, what I'm testing out. And then I'll get into really quickly, because it's getting a little chilly out here and I got my jacket, but it's not with me. I think I left it in my car. It might be in the house, but anyways. So right now what I'm trying is obviously YouTube on easy mode, right? The easy mode button. I'm just hopping on here, being my most authentic self, having a dialogue with you, offering genuine value, right? Really practical advice, tips and tidbits of information. I'm doing a 21-day live stream challenge right now with the vertical video feature that YouTube's allowing. That's a new thing. I love it because never before has this been something that YouTube has allowed, but I've been doing that every day. I started on Monday and I'm going to do that for at least 21 days. And I actually got this idea, shout out to Sienna Singh, I think is how she pronounces her name, who's also in SoCal, which I'm currently in SoCal right now. And she just recently got monetized, and she actually gave me this idea for a video. In fact, she's encouraging people because she's trying to help other YouTubers, small channels to win. And so she's like, this is a game changer for me. I want to encourage everybody who hasn't gotten monetized yet to do some of the things that I'm doing. So she offered advice. She was like, still my content, or not my content, but still my title. So I did. Okay. I'm like, shoot, what do I got to lose? I have tried everything else. I'm going to see if this works. So I'm putting this to the test. Okay. And she is Embody Pursuit channel, I believe. She's a wellness channel. She talks all things wellness, and she's also helping small YouTube channels. So go check her out, give her a shout out, let her know Coach Katrina sent you, okay? We're all here to help each other. That's what I love about YouTube, is the community aspect of it. But I digress. I don't want to get sidetracked. So doing a 21-day live stream challenge, posting 3 times a week. I've already been doing that. I was already going live once a week, but I was going live, just the regular way that you go live. I was doing a Resuscitation room. That was the name of my live stream show. It still is. I did that for like 3 or 4 months and I wasn't seeing a lot of traction. In fact, I think those are some of my lowest viewed videos, but probably because of the titles, I'm not really sure. And I think too, also because of the thumbnails. Okay, so I switched things up, and I might go back if it's worth it at a later date to redo some of those, but it was a lot of things that I didn't know at that time that I now know. And so with this newfound knowledge and this new shared knowledge from other content creators, thankfully, that they're sharing, I'm putting all of this into place. I'm still posting 3 times a week, pre-recorded videos. I'm also doing, posting at least once a day for every day, right? Or at least 5 times a week, because again, I'm about life, work, harmony. I don't really like the word balanced, but life comes first, then work, and then harmony, right? Work is just a small piece of the pie. Like, I'm not trying to just work myself to the bones, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to think what else I'm doing that's, trending videos. I'm just now starting that. So that's one of the things. So the person that I hired as my coach, that's one of the things she actually suggested. Okay. And she said that trending videos is really what pushed her, like her channel, like that's what got her there. Like I said, 10 weeks flat. And so she's doing quite well right now. And I'm excited for the people who are, doing really well in this YouTube game, because I feel like it is a game. You got to try and figure out what's going to work. And that's the thing too. It's like puzzle pieces, right? Trying to see what fits, and what works for you doesn't work for that person, may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. But it's nice when we can just get on here and share with each other, so that we can just take away the key highlights or the key takeaways, and apply that to, incorporate that for ourselves. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, then at least we tried. Like, we just got to make our best effort. So that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing, because truth be told, I am still being monetized in the sense that I'm monetizing myself, right? And I want to encourage you to monetize you. In fact, I think it's a smart thing, and it's the wisest thing anyone could do, no matter what platform you're on, because you don't own the platform, right? And as we've seen in the past, I certainly have, and I've actually been a part of this happening on Facebook, where accounts get disabled, ad accounts, the actual platform shuts you down, right? They don't even tell you what's the reason. They don't even give you the opportunity to fix the problem. They don't tell you what the culprit was as to why, what policies you might have violated unknowingly. They just shut you down. It's so unfair, and they don't even give you a chance to fix the problem or tell you what the problem was, so you at least would learn from your mistake. Especially if it's the first time you made, you're a first time offender, so to speak. I could see if you were a repeat offender, but oftentimes that's not the case. You just really didn't know. So I am a coach. I'm an online coaching consultant, right? I'm a holistic business coach in the online space. And so you can be monetized the very first day you're on YouTube. You don't have to wait for the AdSense to kick in. And in fact, you should be taking people off of any social media platform, because again, you don't own it. You know what I'm saying? You don't own it. And for that very reason, we need to get people off and onto our email list, something that we do own, into our communities, into our groups. And I don't mean a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group. I'm talking about on a platform that you purchase, and as long as you pay for it, you own it. You understand what I'm saying? Right? You can't build your house on somebody else's land. Okay? That's just borrowed time. Inevitably, things do happen, and we are not exempt from it happening. So I've got digital products that I sell. That's eBooks. I got courses. I have my coaching and consulting. I have subscriptions, right? I have, and all of that is done virtually, by the way. So I can be working remotely anywhere in the world that I choose. And life is beautiful, and I get to do things on my terms. And because I have high ticket products and programs and packages, that also allows me to be able to work with a very few of my ideal dream clients, to be able to, at a high ticket price, to be able to hit my monthly revenue goals. I do speaking engagements. I have corporate clients, right? So I do B2C and B2B. And that has worked wonders for me. I get out in the community. I'm heavily involved. I'm always connecting and building relationships. And trust me and believe that networking is the key. Building genuine relationships is the key, because sometimes it's about who you know, and those people can get you there faster because they can introduce you to other people that you wouldn't be privy to know. They can invite you into rooms that you wouldn't otherwise be privy to get into, right? They can tell you about opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise know about. So relationships are the key to your success. And thank God, if it wasn't for that, I would not be where I am today, right? So even if you are still working a job, or you have a side gig, or a couple side hustles, or YouTube is the only thing you're doing right now, and you are just trying to grow this as a content creator, that's great. Whatever it is for you, whatever success is defined for, however you define success, and whatever freedom looks like for you, that's got to be your choice, okay? However, what also is something that you need to consider, and I would strongly encourage you to ponder over, is making sure you monetize you. Leverage the digital space, right? Leverage these platforms, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I love YouTube because it's an evergreen platform, right? It's a search. People are searching for what you have to share and what you have to teach and all of that. So that's great. But whatever platform you're utilizing, get people off of there, right? And really, nurture the relationship and build genuine relationships with those individuals, because when you have loyal fans, those people will eventually invest in you. those people will be your ride or dies. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on that. Make sure that that is something you're strongly considering doing if you have not already. And if you need help doing that, you can reach out to me and we can have a conversation. I can do a coaching or consulting call or a laser focused call with you. We can do, I can help you in many ways. I have lots of ways to support you. So don't hesitate to ask any questions, and I can do a follow-up video if you need clarification on anything. I am so happy to do that. I am really here to help any way that I can and support you on your journey. And whatever aspect of the journey you're on right now, I am excited to help, those that I'm called to serve. I predominantly help Gen Xers, women over 40, women of color, and women of the LGBTQ plus community, because it's the marginalized population of people that I am called to serve and who I'm passionate about helping. And I want to help more people win. And collectively, women, I cater exclusively to women, just so you know, okay? But like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. So that has been what I have been focused on. And I just want to make sure that, wherever you are in the journey, just keep going. Don't feel like you're not going to get there, because the one thing I can promise you, although there aren't any guarantees in life, the one thing that is a guarantee is that if you stop, if you give up now, as far as you've come and as close as you are to that door opening, as close as you are to that dream, if you give up now, what's guaranteed to happen is that you are not ever going to find the success on this particular journey if this is really what you want. So if you want it bad enough, and I know you do, that's why you're here, that's why you're still going, then keep going, because you are that close. Wouldn't it just be ashamed if you just gave this all up and you already have, gained the momentum, you've already come this far, you've already, run the distance of the marathon, and you've got one more door to open before you see the, ta-da moment, you know what I mean? And you finally made it to your destination. You wouldn't know that if you don't open that one more door, if you don't create that one more video, if you don't have that one more idea, if you don't take that one more step. It's just your one idea, one step, one day, one thought, one of anything away from your dreams. You are so close to your dreams. I just don't want you to give up. Don't give up, because if you give up, you're giving up on you, and you're giving up on those people you are called to serve, because somebody somewhere is looking for you, wishing for you, hoping for you, praying for you to show up and add value to their life, right? To help them learn a new thing, a new skill set, to help them in some aspect of their life where there might be going through a tough time or needing help transitioning, not necessarily with a job. Maybe they're transitioning after divorce, right? Life after divorce, life after corporate America, life after death of a loved one, any kind of transition. Maybe they just need to learn a new skill. Maybe they need to know how to build a YouTube or to create a digital product, or how to be in this space, right? How to build an online business, how to be in alignment with their core values and their deepest aspirations. What is it that you do well? What is it that you're here to do? How do you want to show up in the world? What are your God-given gifts and talents? You know what I mean? What is your skill set that you can leverage? How can you monetize you? And how can you show up, show off, and show out for you and the people you're called to serve? You understand what I'm saying? Somebody needs you. And so it's not just about your dream. It's not just about your story. It's not just about your journey. It's not just about you. It is bigger than you. Okay? And a job and a side hustle, those are just temporary assignments for us to be groomed and prepared by God, our Creator, to do the bigger work we are here to do. And I'm just so passionate about this that I want you to understand that You are here for something greater because our Creator designed you as such. So don't give up on you, and I won't give up on you. And I want you to drop me in the comments right now. Let me know whether you're catching this, whenever it is you're catching this, now or in the future, right? The near or far future, wherever you are in the journey, know that you're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. And there is a supportive community of, people who want to see you win, myself included. So let me know what's resonated with you, what's pulled on your heartstrings, what's been helpful to you. Share your story. I would love to hear from you. It's going to just motivate me more. And I do hope that this message has been, that feels motivational for you and inspirational for you. That you are motivated to take inspired action. And that right when you thought you were the only one going through this, here I am popping up in your feed, telling you you're not the only one. And I'm being vulnerable, and I'm being truthful, and I'm being transparent in this moment of time, because it is just a moment of time. And I still believe, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, that one day, I will find the success that I'm looking for, that I've been striving to achieve. I'm going to get there. And it doesn't have to be a long and hard journey, but I'm embracing the journey while I'm on it. And I'm not pressed about, the success I'm going to find on YouTube, because I have other ways that I'm making money, other multiple streams of income, not just depending on one source. And that's a big part of the message I want to drive home. Don't just depend on one stream of income source. I actually just did a live stream about that today, because that is way too risky. We have to, in order to create a life that feels liberating, a life that you can live on your terms, a life of freedom, true freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. And I don't just mean financial freedom. I mean all freedom, time freedom, location freedom, freedom in all the ways. You have to be able to create options for yourself, okay? And so don't just put all of your eggs in one basket. Make sure that you understand that you are in charge of designing your life, so that in a path of what freedom looks like for you. And define what success is for you. Envision that, create that, and then go for it. Do the work required to get the results desired, right? You have to remain determined, deliberate, and disciplined to achieve all that you dream of, desire, and deserve. And you deserve more than mediocrity, and more than what societal norms say, life should be like for you. And more than a 9-to-5 where an employer gets to tell you what to do and dictates your destiny and destination. No, you have options, and you have the choice and a changed mind, and that one decision that you make today can change the trajectory of your life. So share this message out, please, with someone, anyone, everyone who needs to hear this message today. Okay, because it's so important that this message gets out to as many people as possible, especially if they're ready to give up and if they're burnt out. Because I want you to know that your success is right around the corner. If you want to live your first class life, the abundant life that you were promised, you can do it. You can have it. You can be, have, and do anything that your heart desires. So I'm going to tune out while you tune in. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.